Welcome to yet another Get Ready With Me. I'm aware that this is like the 10th one. I think this is just how it's gonna be while my daughter's out of school because like I just don't have time to like actually sit down and film. And since I'm already getting ready, I'm gonna go ahead and talk a little bit. My name's Katie, by the way. I started this channel as like a PCOS awareness, but also like a video diary sort of thing with my journey with GLP1s. I was on Wegovy for about a year and a half, like almost 2 years, probably over a year and a half. And then my insurance decided that they were only going to cover it for people with type 2 diabetes. So we tried, but we couldn't get my insurance to cover it. I got married earlier than we were planning because like we had the wedding planned and everything, but we ended up eloping so I could get on his insurance and they didn't cover it either. So I went to the compound route. I talked to my doctor first, like my doctor's well aware that that's what I did. And she still manages me, but I get the medication from a telehealth company. I did quite a bit of research on telehealths before I signed up for it, and I went with Pomegranate Health. It is, I think, the cheapest one. Like, don't quote me on that, but I am pretty sure that it's the cheapest one, like, currently available, or at least it was when I signed up for it. Another reason that I chose Pomegranate in particular is because they take Afterpay. And where I'm at financially, I can't just like upfront pay for it typically. So I do use Afterpay with them. So the onboarding process was pretty simple. They have you send like your ID, your current prescription if you have one, and like recent labs. And if you don't have recent labs, I think you like have to get labs done within like a couple of months of getting the medication, and they'll order them for you. Like it's very nice, and there's no like monthly subscription fee like a lot of them have. So like I had no issues with them. There was one point where I had gone down a dose because I had reached the max. I had reached my goal weight and I went down a dose and I was fine. But with compounded, it's a little bit different. They have like lower, like instead of 1.4 or 1.7, which is the like second highest dose for Wegovy, they have like 1.4, and you would think that that little bit of a difference wouldn't like be a problem, but it really was. It messed me up. It caused a lot of PCOS symptoms to like come back full swing, and a lot of food noise to come back full swing. And it felt like I was fighting every single day to just get through the day. And so I requested a dose increase, and they denied it because of my BMI. And I had to reach out to one of the nurses and talk to them about it. And then it got approved because of my PCOS. So they do listen, like they will listen to you if you're having issues, and they'll let you kind of work around their BMI rules. So there's that. And it's, you know, it's been really good. So I had them like for 6 months of no issues other than that one where they were very responsive. They got back to me. It did take me probably like a day or two to hear back, but that's like pretty, I feel like, average for a telehealth, you know, like to get into any doctor, waiting 1 day is like unheard of, right? So anyway, that was my only issue, and I've been refilling and having no problems, having no issues. And then they had this like incident on their website where there was like a phishing scam, and it was only if you were on a like desktop browser, I'm pretty sure. It was one of those like fake CAPTCHA scams, and I felt that that was handled a little bit weird. Like they didn't take down the website or anything. After like a while of that being a problem, they did send out an email that like, hey, we're having this issue. Like it's a fake, don't fall for it, sort of, and like, or use a different browser or whatever. I can't remember exactly what the email said. And I just felt that it was weird that they were leaving the website up through that. But like, I don't know. Like, I'm not a tech expert. Like, I don't know, like, what goes on behind the scenes. So maybe that's how most websites would handle that. It was just weird. And, like, it wasn't like your, like, patient information had been hacked. It was just, like, the onboarding site. But since I was doing it on my phone mainly, I never even saw that as a problem. I only knew that it was a problem because of they have a subreddit. Like, it was handled a little bit slowly. Like, it wasn't being taken seriously. But, like, again, I don't know. I just kept on going, and then eventually they decided that they're going to roll out an entirely new website and portal, right? The old one was like ugly, you know, and it wasn't really glitchy or anything like that. It was just kind of a pain in the ass to use on your phone. It was definitely a lot easier to get to everything on a computer. I think whoever designed it for a desktop site, and doing it on your phone was difficult. So the new site like comes out, it looks good, everything like is visually very appealing, but nothing worked. Like nothing worked, and I think they finally just fixed the messaging part of it, but like other than that, like everything was broken. Messaging, everything, and I'll get into that. It like roll out the new website at the exact same time that I need to request a refill, right? So prior to the new website rollout, you go on there, you act like you're signing up, you say, I am a current patient, I'm either requesting a refill, requesting a dose increase, whatever. You pay $75, and that's for your appointment fee. Typically, I mean, I've never had to have an appointment because I was already on the medication prior to joining the site, and I never really need dose increases or anything like that. So and my doctor handles it all, like I said, so like anytime I need something, I go to her. Like if I have nausea or whatever, she's the one that will fill my Zofran. And like I've never really had an issue with it. I did see when I was first researching like which telehealth companies to use, I did see a lot of people saying that Pomegranate has pretty shitty customer service, or at least slow customer service. But I was like, well, I really don't think that'll be a problem because like they've been sending everything on time, everything's been great. And what I would assume is that they have like a pretty small customer service team to keep the medication as cheap as it is. And I'm totally okay like sacrificing that in order to get my shit for cheaper, especially with Afterpay. Like that has been the best part out of all of it, is being able to use Afterpay. So anyway, the new website rollout happens. I need a dose like 2 days later. I need a refill like 2 days later. So I go on the website and it's like, you have to sign up like a completely new patient. And I was like, that's a little weird, because anytime I've seen anyone like come out with a new site, they typically will make you a new account, like already transfer all your stuff over, and then have you like click a link in your email to set up a password for it. But it was like you have to re-upload your ID, re-upload your labs, re-upload your prescription, blah. And there wasn't even an option, I don't think, to say you're a current patient, because you had to sign up as if you were a new patient. So it was confusing and a little bit annoying, but I was like, whatever, this is a weird way to roll out a new website, but like, hopefully it's better. Hopefully, you know, we can, I don't know, really, I don't know what I was thinking. I just thought like, it's not going to be a big deal. And then it turned out to be kind of a big deal. I am assuming that they were already overrun with people complaining by the time that I did my refill. I just hadn't been seeing it. I hadn't been looking at their subreddit or anything like that. Or it was just so new that people weren't complaining on Reddit yet. I'm not sure, you know. But typically, you request your refill, a doctor looks over all your stuff, approves or denies it, and then you get the rest of your bill. You've already paid $75, so that gets put towards your medication that you ordered. And then the rest of your bill comes via email and you pay it, and then they send it to the pharmacy and you get it within a couple days. That has been my experience for this entire 6 months, up until now. And I'll tell, like, I'm not mad. I was getting there. I was definitely getting mad, but like, it's fine. But anyway, typically that invoice with the rest of your bill comes like within a few hours after the doctor approves it, and you get your visit summary and you can look at, you know, it's like reading your chart basically. And I waited 3 days of no invoice, no bill, before I reached out, and I went on the website to try to contact them, and I was like, hey, just wondering like when I can expect an invoice, send. And it was like failure to send. And so I kept trying, and it was failure. So that's when I went on the subreddit, because the mods on that subreddit work for Pomegranate, so they can look at your account and like check on things for you, and they help you get things done a little bit quicker, I think. And I went on there and I started seeing that everyone's having the same problem. Some people are missing doses because of it, stuff not getting sent to the pharmacy on time. And like none of it, I think, is the pharmacy's fault. I think it's just that they are like, whatever they did to automate it isn't working. So they're sending out your stuff to the pharmacy and the pharmacy's not getting it because it's like messages won't send. I don't know exactly why that's happening, but it is for sure very annoying. And so after, 3 days, it's not the biggest deal in the world because like I order early. I order 2 weeks early every time because just in case, Anyway, so it took 3 days before I was like worried because normally it really is only a few hours. I don't think I've ever had to wait an entire day for the rest of the bill to come. And they're not sending your shit to the pharmacy if it's not paid for, which makes sense. Anyway, I reached out to the mod on Reddit. I did not post publicly. I wasn't trying to like start anything. And then I also sent an email to their support because I've had success reaching out to their email company thing too. So it's just crazy. Like, I know that they were getting overrun and I know that a lot of people were complaining and all of that. So I wasn't trying to like add to it, but I was getting to a point where I was like, okay, I'm taking my last dose. If you miss 2 doses, you have to start all over. That's not something I really want to do, especially considering where I'm at and like my PCOS journey and all of that. So I was starting to get nervous and just irritated that they rolled out this website that's completely non-functional. Like, did they test it at all? And they kept trying to direct me to the pay button, like where to go to pay. And I was like, no, this isn't a navigation issue. This is I don't have an invoice issue. So I sent screenshots both via text and on Reddit, because you can text them too. And no one had emailed me back at this point either. And I was like, it says like the invoice hasn't been created yet and that's what we're waiting on. And that's on your end. That's not on my end. I don't know if like it was created and again, the messaging system just wasn't working on their website or whatever, but I didn't have an invoice and I couldn't pay it. And they kept trying to tell me where to go to pay it when like there's no bill to be paid. So how do you expect me to pay it like with no bill? So anyway, after 6 days of waiting, almost 7, because I got the invoice like that night, like the 6th night I got the invoice, so almost 7 days. Got the invoice, went to go pay it, kept failing. I'm like, okay, go on my computer. Then it worked. But Afterpay wasn't an option anymore, which apparently is a whole other glitch. I was able to pay it, it was fine, but I went to delete my card, my saved card information from when I paid the previous $75, and it charged my card. After I clicked delete, are you sure you want to delete? Yes. Charged your card. At this point, I had been like kind of doom scrolling their subreddit and it's all negative stuff right now. And like, there's a few positive things in there and I was trying not to stress myself out, but I definitely was like worried because a lot of people are saying, oh, I never got my receipt or like I paid for it and it's showing that I didn't. And now I don't know if I'm getting my medicine. Like I said, people are missing their doses. So I'm like at this point starting to get concerned that that's going to happen to me. So I tried to download my invoice that I just paid for and that kept failing too. I think at this point though, the craziest part was that it charged my card when I was trying to delete my card. Like that was the craziest part out of it. But everything else just didn't work. Like seriously, this web rollout was terrible. Like nothing worked. Everything was so bad. As far as I'm aware, some stuff has been fixed, but not enough for me to be like fully confident at this point. But anyway, so I reached out on the Reddit again asking, hey, can I get confirmation when it gets sent to the pharmacy? Because I'm seeing all these people who have had their medication stuck for like a week more, saying like, oh, it will be sent to the pharmacy, but like they don't have any confirmation. So I asked, like, can I get some confirmation? And during this time, they had sent me another text trying to direct me to the pay button. Anyway, sorry, got distracted. My child needed me. But I reached out, like, text, email, and Reddit to see, like, hey, can we make sure that this comes on time? Like, I don't want to miss a dose. Like, I don't even want to miss one. I can miss one, but I don't want to. And I ordered 2 weeks early on purpose, and it took 6 days, almost 7, for you to even like approve my freaking refill and get me the invoice so that I could pay it. Completely had me ghosted. Like ghosted email, ghosted Reddit, ghosted everywhere. Like I was irritated because at that point, there we go. Now I remember where I was. At that point, I had gotten another text trying to direct me to the pay button. And I was like, I'm not stupid. Like I know how to navigate a website. I don't have a pay button because there's no invoice, So I sent a long text about like, here's all the problems I'm having. I'm trying to do like a bug report. I'm sure they're aware of all the bugs, but I wanted to just send them like my experience, what I was dealing with so that they could like forward it to their tech department to like fix these, especially them trying to charge your card when you delete it, because people are going to be mad about that. You don't mess with people's money, don't mess with people's medication, and somehow they managed to do both of those things within this web rollout. I sent an email too, and I said, forward this to wherever is appropriate, but here's all the issues that I've been having with your website since it launched. At that point, I was so irritated by being ghosted, like, on every front, and then also, like, being treated like I'm stupid about the internet and, like, websites and stuff. Like, I sent you the screenshot saying that it wasn't created yet, that I don't have a bill, and you're telling me that I'm going to the wrong place to pay it when I'm sending you screenshots of the place that you're directing me to, telling me that I have no bills to pay. So I was irritated. But at this point, I did post on the subreddit. And for whatever reason, they're very responsive when you post on the subreddit. That irritates me too, because I had messaged the mods on the subreddit, and the same mod that I messaged commented on my post telling me to DM them. And I was like, I have been DMing you. We've actually been talking this whole time. Like, you ignored me after I sent you the screenshot of the problem that I'm having. Like, this is crazy. Like, what the fuck? What the fuck? Anyway, after they went to their DMs and saw that I had DM'd them, they said, hey, we can't do personal, like, health stuff on the subreddit, but the messaging is working now. So they sent me a message through the portal. And it said we can confirm that it was sent to the pharmacy, which is all I wanted, was some confirmation. And actually, probably like 45 minutes to an hour after that, I did get my tracking information from the pharmacy. So super happy. It will be here on time. It's out of Pomegranate's hands at this point. It's in the hands of UPS. So, like, I'm okay. I'm good. I'm going to have my 2-month supply. I'm not, there's nothing to worry about. So I've calmed down. It wasn't really like anger. It was just like, I need my stuff on time and it's not gonna come on time, and what do I do, but like, I've calmed down, I've relaxed since then, and I decided to post a video. My main irritation at this point is the lack of communication on Pomegranate's end. I feel like there should be a pop-up on the website that says that we're having issues and, like, please try to refill early if you can. I would send out an email to everybody and say, like, hey, the website's experiencing issues, but we're working on it. Like, try to refill early, and, like, maybe hire some extra people just temporarily so that, like, emails, texts, and calls can actually get answered. Also, just stop making everything have to go through Reddit, because not everybody has Reddit. I referred my mom to Pomegranate, and she doesn't have a Reddit account. She wouldn't know what was going on if I wasn't telling her. And there's no, like, there's nothing. They don't communicate. Like, even just saying, hey, your meds might be late would be a lot better than just radio silence. So at this point, I do think that that's where, like, the main irritation is. It's that, like, they could be communicating with people and telling, like, keeping people in the loop, and they're not. And, like, even just saying, hey, our customer service team is, like, experiencing a lot right now. Can you, like, we'll reach out to you within this time frame. That would be better than, like, absolutely freaking nothing, like, completely getting ghosted, or messaging me back, me answering you, you never answering me again. Like, that's crazy. So that's where my main irritation is now at this point. So the question is, will I continue using them when I need another refill? A 2-month supply, so I will not have to worry about it for 2 months. And if the website is still having these issues in 2 months, absolutely fucking not. I'm not going through this again. I have looked into other telehealths. I haven't found one that's quite as cheap as Pomegranate, so that really is the selling point. Like, they're cheap. They're supposed to accept Afterpay. However, their new website does not accept Afterpay. So my advice, like, if you're thinking about using them, is to wait a couple of months, like, go somewhere else. It's already been probably almost 2 weeks since their new website rollout, and nothing really has been fixed except for the messaging, which I do appreciate. I would wait a couple months. My mom luckily ordered, like, 6 months worth of her medication, and she still has 4 months to go before she needs to, like, communicate with them at all. So hopefully it's all fixed by then. I really want to love them, because, like, for the last 6 months, I really have had no issues other than the one time where it was handled, like, in a timely manner. So I'm, like, accepting this, but I feel like I shouldn't be, because, like, you're supposed to test your websites before you launch them, and this is, like, people's health stuff that you're messing with, and people's money. I am not a tech expert by any means. I do run one website for a small business that's, like, local to me, nowhere near, like, the scale of what a telehealth would be, but we user tested it before it was launched. Like, we made sure everything worked, And I learned in school, I don't know if this is true, but I learned that it only, like if you have a testing group of like 5 people, they can catch like 90% of problems with just 5 people. So I don't think it was tested at all. I really don't think that it was tested at all. Nothing freaking works. You can't download your invoice, you can't send messages, you can't like pay your bill. Like things are taking longer for a medication that's kind of time sensitive. I'm gonna stick with them if in 2 months like this is still ongoing, which a pretty easy way to check that would be to just check their subreddit. It's r/PomHealth. If I'm still seeing all of this stuff on the Reddit, then I will for sure be going elsewhere. But also, if you've been watching my videos, you know that I recently had a chemical pregnancy, and we are planning on having another baby next year, getting pregnant this year. So my plan actually is to start trying in August, and if I do get pregnant right away, then I don't need any refills, obviously. I will not be taking any GLP-1s while I'm pregnant. So I won't have to deal with it for a while until I'm done breastfeeding. At least, hopefully we'll breastfeed. But yeah. So I'm at this point where I'm hoping I'll just get pregnant right away and not have to worry about it. And maybe when I'm done breastfeeding, my insurance will be covering it again, you know? Now that PCOS has been renamed and it's like officially, you know, endocrine and metabolic and all of that, I'm hoping that 2 years from now, which is most likely when I'll be done, like being pregnant, breastfeeding, all of that, I'll be able to just get it through insurance and it won't be an issue anymore. Like, please, can we put that out into the universe? Like, please let it be covered by insurance again. That's the update. My advice right now would be, like, just wait till their website stuff is all fixed, which hopefully will be soon. Genuinely, I don't understand why it's already taken this long. But I guess, like, let's conclude with, like, pros and cons. One pro being no subscription fee. One of the cheaper ones lets you do afterpay. There's no, like, automatic refills, so you don't have to worry about, like, where your bank account is at any given time. You request them at your own pace, do it at your own, like, comfort level, all of that. You can message your doctors, message your nurses. Like, there's lots of good things about it. They do reach out to you, typically, like, when it's not a situation like this. This was just, like, a catastrophic event, I think. Like, lots of people probably are leaving. I've seen a lot on the subreddit about people who are, like, just switching over because it's not like there's no competition in the telehealth space, you know? I feel loyal to them because I've been with them for 6 months. If this stuff doesn't get fixed, like, that's a problem. I do, like, genuinely have faith that they will fix it. So I'm trying not to, like, freak out about it. I just think that it was insane. The way that the rollout happened and the lack of communication on their end is definitely a red flag. But like I said, the pros kind of outweigh the cons in this situation. At least for me, financially, it works. Anyway, I'm glad that my stuff shipped. I'm glad that I got, like, the confirmation that it shipped. The website still says that it hasn't yet, so things are just moving very slowly on the website itself, but I guess on Pomegranate's end, they're able to see that it was sent to the pharmacy and that it has shipped, and now I have tracking information, so don't need to worry there. I'm gonna go finish getting ready for my night out. I am having a girls' night for the first time in a long time, and it has been summer break, and it has been me basically by myself with a child all day. And oh, am I ready to have a night out. I'm very, very excited about it. Medication should be coming on time. Like, I'm not worried about it. I won't be missing any doses. So that's what I was concerned about, and it doesn't look like that's what's happening. So that's my experience with Pomegranate so far. Do I recommend them? Yes, but tentatively, like, not right now. Do I recommend them? Like, give them a minute. Or if you don't care if it takes forever, then go ahead and sign up, because it's probably going to take a while before you get your first dose if you've never been on a GLP-1 before. But if you're in a spot where you need your medication and you can't miss your dose and whatever, don't do it yet. Stay where you're at and, like, wait probably a couple months, honestly. I don't know how long it's going to take. Hopefully it's just, like, a week or two. They've already fixed the messaging, and it's been about, like, almost 2 weeks, so hopefully everything else gets sorted out soon. But that would be my advice for now. So I'm gonna go have a girls' night, and I'll be back maybe next week. My upload schedule is crazy. Okay, bye. Okay, so I have kind of an update on this. They posted in the subreddit a message from the CEO, which I think the name was just Dr. M, CEO. Like, they didn't give his actual name, or her, I don't know. And it said, like, we're aware of the issues, and this launch obviously didn't go as expected. And we will eventually have, like, a promotional deal for everyone that has had this happen, like, had issues with the new website launch. It's been a while since then. It's currently June 30th, and my problem started June 10th. So it's been, a while. And they also didn't send out this, like, CEO message via email to anybody. So if you use Pomegranate and you don't have a Reddit, you don't even know that this message was made. And, like, who knows if you can get a hold of anybody for your problems. And I'm also still seeing people having issue after issue after issue after issue. So my recommendation at this point is to not use them. Find somewhere else. If I do need to go through a refill in 2 months, which we'll see, because like I said, family planning is happening. But if I do need a refill, I'll probably end up going elsewhere. And it's sad because I've been with them for so long at this point, but this is just, like, catastrophic, and the lack of communication is crazy. Like, why are you posting on Reddit and not sending an email out to everybody at the very least? I understand why they haven't already launched whatever promotional deal they want to do, because why would you want more orders right now with all the problems that you're having? But, like, still, I just still feel like that wasn't really the best communication that could have happened, and it wasn't very clear still. It did say on that Reddit post that, like, they fixed the messaging problems in the portal, but from what I'm seeing, yes, you're able to send messages now, but also you are not getting any responses back. So that's the update as of June 30th. A video is probably going to go out today, so as of today, of time of posting this, hopefully, I wouldn't use them. I wouldn't recommend them, and it's very sad, but that's what it is. So, okay, bye.